Hey, this is Trisha. I'm going to do an update on the garden. It's May 3rd, 2011. Like before, we had the garlic and the onions in this box. Strawberries in here, strawberries and weeds right now. Here we have kale, some cauliflower. It's getting a little too hot for the cauliflower. We do have one that has some cauliflower coming up, but it's turning brown because of the heat. Here's red leaf lettuce, spinach, broccoli. Go around this way so I don't put a shadow on everything. Once again, it's getting hot. Broccoli's looking kind of weird. It's going to start flowering. There's some flowers in there. That one got really weird and started flowering. We went ahead and cut that off and put it in a salad. Here's the cabbage. And it's getting pretty big. You can see romaine lettuce. So all the herbs, they're laying down because I just watered, so they don't usually look like that. Potatoes, they started growing so big we went ahead and added another box so that we can just keep on earthing up around the plants to hopefully get them to produce more potatoes. We could actually go ahead and put another box. You can see how tall they are. But that would be a lot of digging when they're ready. So this is just an experiment for now. Asparagus is here. My husband calls them the Christmas trees. You can see one here, a little one. That's what it looks like when it first starts coming up. And then they turn them to trees. But we just planted these for this year. So I think first year you don't touch them. Second year you might cut a few off. Then the third year you can start harvesting them and eating them. But for right now you just let them hang out. Tomatoes in here, doing really good. We've got a lot of flowers. There's flowers in all of them. In this box here we had a bunch of different beans, bush beans planted, and I'll tell you what happened to those in just a minute. But we went ahead and just bought 4 more tomato plants and put them in there. In here we had pole beans, snap beans, green beans, whatever you want to call them, pole green beans planted in here. And I will tell you what happened to those in just a minute. Here's my trellis. My cucumbers. These are actually store-bought cucumber seedlings because, once again, something happened to the seeds. In the pot we have the pumpkins doing pretty good. Looks like there might be some flowers coming up in there soon. A little watermelon. Still looks dinky. Over here we have peas. And we actually do have 2 of the pole green beans in here. It is really sunny and my shadows everywhere. You can see. Since the last video we added blackberry bushes. We did them in the raised beds because we're on the south. We have a lot of clay. We do not have soil. We have clay. So this gives them a better environment for the root system to grow. There's a flower. There's little blackberries. So we have 2 of those. This is a squash and a zucchini. The only 2 survivors of the seed massacre, which I will tell you about in a minute. The eggplants are doing really good. A lot of flowers. Over here is where the okra was. The okra seeds. And of course they did not make it. And those are hot banana peppers that we bought and put there. This is the box that we had squash and zucchini in. These 2, not sure if they're going to be squash or zucchini or gourds or cucumbers because they all kind of look the same when they first start coming up. They get these 2 kind of oval leaves, and then they get these fancier leaves. I don't even know if I had it on the plant. Sorry about that. Kind of out of it today. It's really hot. And these are the peppers, all different types of peppers. I said what each of them were in the first video, and we are getting flowers. Haven't seen any peppers yet. Nope, that's a flower. Okay, so I will explain to you now what happened to the seeds. We had a lot of storms here in the south. I'm sure everybody's heard about all the tornadoes and all. Here where I live, we just got a bunch of rain, a lot of rain. Most of our raised beds, well, all of our raised beds have composted manure in them, quite a bit of compost in them. When the spring is really wet, when there's a lot of composted manure, or even green manure in the soil, and when the spring is kind of cool, which it hasn't really been, it's almost 90 degrees out right now, but what happens is you'll get seed corn maggots in your soil, and they feed on vegetable seeds. So they took out my my beans, my cucumbers, some of my peas, actually a lot of my peas survived, my okra, and squash and zucchini. So what we've done is we've started all of those in pots, and there's no manure in these pots, so we shouldn't have any maggot issues. And that's just not in the soil deep enough. Yeah, so I made some pots myself out of newspaper. I made 3 before I got bored and gave up. It turned out alright though. And then I just had some peat pots left over from years ago that I planted the rest of the seeds in. So we've got zucchini and squash, pole snap beans, corn, derby bush snap beans, top crop snap beans, lima beans, and then here's my fancy sign for black-eyed peas. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the garden. I think it's looking pretty good despite the fact that we had some issues with maggots, which was really gross. And I'm going to post a picture of a squash seed at the end of the video that you can see. It was the only seed that I could find when the seeds weren't coming up, or 6 seedlings were coming up. I found one squash seed that had been eaten into, and I opened it up and there were 2 little maggots in it. So I will post a picture of that right after the video. But this is it. This is the garden, May 3rd, 2011. I will post another video soon.